Today we're in Serbia for the first time on the channel to check out the only high-speed train in the Balkans. Now, railways in this part of the world don't usually get the best press, with old infrastructure and trains commonplace, but Serbia has invested heavily in new stations and trains for this exciting service. We will ride in first-class comfort from Belgrade to Subotica, explore the whole train in detail, and wander at some stunning snowy landscapes out the window. So come along with me on another epic non-stop Eurotrip. Welcome to Belgrade. This was my second time in the fascinating Serbian capital city, which stands astride the Sava and Danube rivers. Home to around 1.7 million people and bucket loads of history, even at this time of year, it's a wonderful place to visit. I would highly recommend doing one of the free walking tours around the old town and castle area. I was staying just outside the centre, right next to the old main station, which is no longer in use, a huge shame as it's a beautiful building. I need to jump on a tram and then a bus to head to the south of the city to where my train departs from today. All public transport is free within Belgrade city. It's a pretty good system too, with a mix of both old and new vehicles, and a metro is even under construction. 15 minutes later we arrive outside Belgrade Centre, which, quite confusingly, is nowhere near the city centre. It's a very modern station though, which partially opened to trains in 2016, before fully opening as you see here in November 2023. It's a super bright and airy wide open space, which reminds me of a Chinese train station, albeit on a much smaller scale. Off to the right hand side are some automatic ticket machines with staff ticket counters just beyond. Then there are a few shops and eateries with seating areas spread around the concourse. Our train today is the Intercity 544 service to Subotica, departing at 10 AM from platform 7. Before we head down there, let's check out today's route. We depart Belgrade in a northwesterly direction, making just 4 intermediate stops before arriving in Subotica, near to the Hungarian border. Free-to-use toilets can be found by the departure gate. The gate line ticket check was not yet in use when I travelled, so I just walked around the side of it. All station signage is in both Serbian and English. The tracks are one level down from the main concourse and can be accessed by this working lift and this broken travelator. And here is the first glimpse of our train for today. It's a Serbian Railways ZS 410 Stadler 200 EMU, branded as SOKO or Falcon in Serbian. These have a maximum speed of 200 km per hour and a power output of 6,000 kilowatts. If you've watched my channel for a while, you'll know I'm constantly travelling on overnight trains, buses and ferries, or sleeping in airport lounges, and getting decent sleep on the road isn't always easy. That's why I've been using Manta Sleep and their excellent selection of high quality sleep masks for the past few years now, and I was very excited when they reached out to partner with me on this video. What I love about Manta Sleep masks is that they completely block out all light thanks to their adjustable eye cups, which put no pressure on your face, allowing you to keep the mask on all night and in total comfort. They have a range of masks for different situations too, including the Cool Mask, which calms your eyes and sinuses, the Sound Mask, which has built-in ultra-thin Bluetooth headphones, and the Sleep Mask Pro, which gives unbeatable zero-pressure side sleep comfort, ventilation and breathability. I am currently using the incredibly soft Manta Silk Mask, which feels great against your skin and is perfect for long journeys where comfort really matters. If you want to improve your sleep either at home or while travelling, check out Manta Sleep using the link in the description below and get 10% off all products using my code Nonstop. Now, back to the video. Okay, let's board. This is level throughout the train with a sliding step to bridge the gap too. I'll be in first class for this trip today. This is in a 2+1 configuration with a mix of both airline style and bay seating, and this sofa area at each end. We will check all this out in more detail once we get going. But first let's settle back and get ready for departure. We finally leave around 5 minutes late at 10:05 am. This trip from Belgrade to Subotica covers a distance of 174 kilometers, which is scheduled to take us 1 hour and 19 minutes of travel time. The price of my first class ticket was 1,548 Serbian Dinar, which I think is very reasonable for this journey. Second class costs about 30% less at 1,159 Dinar. Children under 4 travel for free, with those aged 5 to 12 getting a 50% discount. Seniors 60 and over get a 30% discount on the full fare. You can easily buy tickets on the Serbian Railways website or app. International credit and debit cards are accepted. Shortly after departure we cross the river Sava, which flows into the Danube a few hundred metres further downstream here, right by the Belgrade fortress, which we saw in the intro of the video. We then make our first stop of the trip on the western bank of the Sava in New Belgrade. This district was built in 1948 to relieve the pressure on the residential areas of the city, and has since become the central business district and financial hub of Serbia and southeastern Europe. Then tickets are checked and it's time to have a look at the seats here in first class, located on the top deck of coach 4 only. They have a reasonable amount of padding, a good ergonomic shape and a nice winged headrest. They can be reclined a small amount using this button down the side. There are adjustable padded armrests, personal reading lights, and one standard European power socket per seat. Legroom is pretty good and there is a storage net and a large sturdy tray table available. Up above you have a couple of coat hooks and full closure blinds on the windows. Overall a very clean, comfortable and high quality product for this new service. Do you know which other European Stadler kiss sets these are the same as internally? Leave me a comment below. We are now out into the open countryside and passing through the local stations non-stop on this express train. There is a Belgrade to Novi Sad regional service on this line every 1 to 2 hours, which calls at every station. Whereas we pretty much keep at or close to this train's top speed of 200 km per hour for most of the route. The ride quality is also very good, with minimal bumps and rattles. Let's go and check out some more of the train now. The landings between the top and bottom decks feature additional fold-down seating. And there is a small dining and social area next to the vending and coffee machines, both of which are currently not in service. There did used to be a catering service on this route. I wonder what happened to it. It would be great to see these stocked and working by the time the international service starts. Moving through into second class, which takes up the rest of the train. There are large luggage stacks at the ends of the seating compartments. You can even lock your bags to the racks using a 5 dinar coin, safe in the knowledge they will still be there when you alight. As with most double-decker trains, the overhead racks are all but useless for anything bigger than a jacket. Second class seating is in a 2+2 configuration, again with a mix of airline style and bays of 4. They are pretty similar to first class, but with narrower seats and slightly less legroom. All other amenities are the same. Free Wi-Fi is available for all passengers. For the difference in price, next time I would choose second class. Coach 2 is where you will find the wheelchair spaces, which come with accompanying companion seats. The train's only accessible toilet with baby changing facilities is located in the adjacent vestibule to these. The best train window views on this route are when we are paralleling the river Danube, enhanced by the stunning snowy landscapes. There are regular toilets located on the landing between the two decks. These were stocked up with water, soap and hand sanitizer and had a working hand dryer. There was plenty of toilet paper, a modern vacuum toilet, and they were very clean overall. Next, we make a quick stop at Petrovaradin, just south of Novi Sad, Serbia's second largest city, which has a population of 370,000 people. We then crossed the Danube before passing non-stop through Novi Sad's main station. Trains are currently unable to call here due to a canopy collapse on the front of the station building in November 2024, which unfortunately claimed the lives of 16 people. Up until 2019, there used to be a daily direct service between Belgrade and Budapest, which took around 8 hours. This new line is part of a wider project to reopen the corridor with a high-speed railway which will reduce this to 3 hours and 15 minutes. This was meant to have been fully operational by now and running with these Chinese-built train sets. However, testing and approvals have been delayed and it will probably not open until later on in 2026. As we are now approaching the end of today's journey, let me summarise this trip with Serbian Railways from Belgrade to Subotica in first class on board their Stadler high-speed trains. Overall, I had a great time. These trains in this railway line are a big step up in both quality and reliability for Serbian and indeed Balkan trains in general. This route used to take around 5 hours but can now be completed in just an hour and 20 minutes, and that's all you need to know about how much of an improvement it really is. The train is modern, clean and comfortable, the staff were friendly, and there were all the amenities you could need for this journey. I can't wait until the trains on this line run all the way to Budapest, as it will dramatically improve international connectivity in the area, and I will certainly be back to try it out then. We arrive in Subotica right on time, having made up the 5-minute delay that we started with. This is Serbia's 5th largest city and home to 125,000 people. It's another lovely city and I really enjoyed my time here, and in Serbia overall. I have another trip planned very soon. Have you been on any trains in the Balkans before? If so, which ones? How did you find them? Let me know in the comments below. I'm always open to new video ideas, so if you have something you'd like to see on the channel, then drop me a DM on Instagram, Blue Sky or Twitter. Don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching to the end, and I'll see you in the next video.